Let's connect it up. See what we got here for today, August 5th. Wait for everybody to join a little bit here. So this Sunday, August 5th. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream, the first live stream of August. Pretty incredible to think that it's August already. I think it's amazing to say that we're flying through this year. But welcome everybody. Going to wait for people to join in here, get some chat going, top chat, super chat, live chat, everything. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about on there as well. So I'm excited to talk about a bunch of things. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you everybody. Appreciate it. Taking the time for this Sunday, August 5th. So if you're watching this on the replay, definitely spoiler warning because people are going to ask a bunch of questions and we're going to talk about it and everything there. So I'm excited to see what we have for the questions and the topics. Today is August 5th and it should be the Walking Dead Season 9 special on AMC. So we're getting a Talking Dead Season 9 special, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Not sure where else you can see it, but I just know I live in the States, so that's where I'll be watching it tonight. I believe the host is Yvette Nicole Brown, and I believe the guests are Kari Payton, who plays Ezekiel, Angela Kang, the new showrunner, and Tom Payne, who plays Paul Jesus Rovia on The Walking Dead. So I'm not sure if stuff was taped ahead of time, if it's going to be live or what, but it seems to be pretty cool. We're getting a Season 9 special, so pretty cool on there. So, all right, Kelly turned 40 yesterday. Yes, being an adult, that's a little tough on there. So I didn't get a chance to post a video yesterday because I was in a physical therapy class all day. So I was there driving about an hour away in class from 8 to 5, and then I drove the hour back and took it easy, and now I'm here doing the live stream. So I didn't post a video yesterday, but we'll be having more and more videos for it. So thank you guys for joining me. Just want to get that out of the way. Spoiler warning, all that good stuff. And so we got, yes, JJ, there's a Season 9 special tonight on AMC. So it's like it's an episode of The Talking Dead, talking about a variety of things. Hopefully we'll get some information, some pics, some spoilers, some leaks, something. I doubt I was going to be giving too much away. It'll probably be a little clip of Season 9. Not sure what they're going to give for it, but they'll maybe give a little bit. And I think Angela Kang wants to set an example for what to expect. I already like Angela Kang, the way she talks, better than Scott Gimple. It's just something about Scott Gimple was kind of annoying to watch him doing interviews. And if you saw Angela Kang at Comic-Con, pretty cool. I think she can talk, she can handle herself. She's a little still shocked that she's the showrunner. I think I got the feel that she's still new to her, all this. So when she gets more and more stuff behind her and people supporting her, the cast, the crew, the writers, everything, I think it'll be her show and everything there too. So pretty cool stuff. I believe that The Walking Dead Season 9 filming wrapped up Season 9 Episode 8. And I'm not sure if they got to do a couple more days of shooting that, but I believe they're going to be on vacation for a week, I think is what the word is. I know around this time they finish up Episode 8, then they have a week off, and then they go to vacation. Previously, they went to Costa Rica. They went to Costa Rica with Norman Reedus. Andrew Lincoln used to go to Costa Rica. I don't believe they are. There's been some pictures going around that Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are in North Carolina. So I'm not sure if they're there for the weekend or it's the week-long break, if they're going to be going around. So I know people have been flying and checking the airport status, flights, and Instagrams and everything there too. And that's actually a good way to get information. If someone's there in Atlanta, in Georgia, or if they're not in Georgia, they can't be filming because that's what they film. And the last time I saw any picture of Andrew Lincoln, he was back in the United Kingdom. I think it was July 25th or 28th. It was definitely after Comic-Con that he went home back to the United Kingdom. So that's not looking good for him to be coming back in episode 6, 7, or 8. But it could be happening in the second half. We'll see. We'll be on airport alert to see what happens on there too. So, but overall, guys, I just want to give the shout outs to everybody joining me today. I appreciate everything you guys do for the channel, involvement, questions, answers, video topics, just the Q&A and just watching the videos. It's always important to me on there as well. So I'm excited for The Walking Dead Season 9. It's kind of interesting that we have, if you think about it, today is August 5th. We have a Season 9 special for The Walking Dead that is 2 months away. We have Fear the Walking Dead coming back in a week. They're not really talking about that much. That just goes to show you the priorities of things and what there's stuff behind them. It just is pretty interesting on there too. Have you seen, I've seen it briefly, but I got to look more into it. But have you seen the part where supposedly Morgan talks with Alicia about bringing her to Alexandria? So what does that mean for the future of Fear the Walking Dead? One more season? Is that it? So, welcome everybody. Just had a bunch of people join, like Christy and Nightmare Films and Tudor and Paul Eagle and JJ and everybody there too. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me. But yeah, Tudor, exactly. Fear is coming back, and I'm not even caring, and that's kind of sad because I think that. Thank you, David, and thank you for the good comments and the kind words. But Fear the Walking Dead is coming back in a week. And part of me doesn't even want to watch that much. But I kind of want to see the way it happens and what happens with Morgan and Alicia, who takes over the lead, and what happens after the way it ended there too. So, Tudor, Brian, Q&A, you think the dog will be raised by Daryl or the Whisperers? I don't know. It could be Henry's dog. It could be that new lady's dog, or it could be Daryl's. I know Norman Reedus has wanted a dog on the show since season 4, back in the day, season 3, 4, 5, whatever, previous seasons. Norman Reedus wanted the writers to give him a dog. And I think in a zombie apocalypse, a dog is kind of essential. And if you know my series and my stuff like that too, you know that a dog and animals really should play a part in there too. You know, there's a lot of stuff where you watch a show like Game of Thrones or this, or I Am Legend, or that, and you kind of root for the animals. You care about the animals a little bit more, and I think that builds for the storyline, and it does build a lot for it, and it would be kind of interesting to do that. I know it will cost money and time and training a dog and having a dog on set and liability stuff and whatever it would be, but they got to put a little more money back into the show, you know. I feel like The Walking Dead got so popular in seasons 4, 5, and 6. It was huge. Everybody was watching and setting records and that and merchandise and all this stuff. And then stuff happened and the writers did this, and there was a possible writer's strike, and there was a possible that, and there was going to be these lawsuits and all this stuff coming back. Put some money back into the show and make us feel like you care about the show, care about our interest on there too. And it's just kind of annoying, and I haven't really felt that way since season 6 of The Walking Dead, and we're coming up on season 9. It should be coming back to that as well. Beeline, do you think Fear will cross over with the main show for at least an episode this season? I mean, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, they're just there for a season, an episode or there too. If the people are coming from Fear, they're going to be back on The Walking Dead. They're going to transition to that. So Fear the Walking Dead got season 5. So I think that's going to be the last season of season 5. This is just my thoughts. There's no confirmation of what's going to happen for season 5. But Fear the Walking Dead got a season 5. I think it's going to be the end of that, and I think it's going to be the transition from Fear to The Walking Dead with the characters that they want to bring over. And, of course, they'll bring Morgan back. I don't really see that, too. Kelly, hey, Brian, what are your death predictions in season 9? That's a good question. Well, season 9 predictions are all over the place because if you think about it too, is Rick going to die? Is Maggie going to die? I see either like maybe Ezekiel could die. I could see some bigger character like Tara. Maybe Jerry or Nabila, one of the two. I could see either of those happening. I feel like a lot of the saviors are going to die. The ones that are especially picking on Carol, having a gun at Carol, putting the knife to Carol's throat, that needs to happen. I mean, the big thing is Gregory. You know, that's going to happen. But I don't know what the writers want to do. I don't know if Cal's going to go, who's going to be the 12 on the Pikes, if that's going to happen or not. I could see if they do it. I was thinking about this for another video. If the 12 heads on the Pikes are going to come to the show from the comic, I think they're going to be a variety of people from the different communities, and that'll be the connection of people building for the future and coming together for that to fight the Whispers. I think that would happen. I want to see Beta. There's been no word on who that is. There's been no connection with who it would be. I want to know what happens, but if you follow wrestling, if you follow stuff there, Kane, I don't know his real name, is the mayor of some town in Tennessee. So he's not going to be able to play the role of Beta, which would kind of suck. Which would suck because I would like him to be a main character. I would want Beta to be a big character, no pun intended, actually being important for the show and to be a villain. Alpha is supposed to be a villain. Beta is supposed to be worse than Alpha, and you kind of want to see that. I want a 7 foot. I think that would be a good casting for sure. I've said that for her as well. So, yeah, it's pretty cool off there as well. So I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return. Fear the Walking Dead, somewhat, not too much, but not too there. Braun Strowman's a little too big. Braun Strowman Beeline is a little too bulky and too muscular. In a zombie apocalypse, you can't really have people that muscular. Like, you can't be having these people walk around as bodybuilders and everything there too. I just think that would be a little much for it too. So, hey Kimberly, nice to have you on the stream as well as everybody in here too. Everybody appreciate it as well. So I'm excited for The Walking Dead Season 9. If you've seen the latest video I posted, I talk about a possible wedding. And I don't know if that's, what's up, M King? It's all right. No worries if you guys are late. Just happy you guys can join me for the hour. So I'm going to go for about another 50 minutes, and then we got to get it going. I'm not sure. I have my TV off. I don't know if there's a Walking Dead marathon going on right now, if it's season 8 or what. I believe there's been talks of that. So, but the rumor is that they filmed at Alexandria the past couple of days. I think it was like Thursday and Friday. And that was a night shoot for some of it. So we'll see Alexandria at some point in the Season 9 mid-season finale, which would be pretty cool to see what it is. So I want to see what happens with this season for a variety of reasons. I want to see if they can turn it around, if the rumors are true, if the rumors are fake, if what happens with Rick and Maggie and this and that and Daryl. And, you know, there's been all this stuff coming out that Andrew Lincoln doesn't want Rick Grimes to die. And Andrew Lincoln doesn't want this to happen. And Andrew Lincoln said he's done with the character. And Andrew Lincoln said he's far from done with his relationship with Rick Grimes. And Andrew Lincoln says this, and they say that, and they say this. We'll see what happens. Only one way to tell. I just don't want it to be dragging on. I don't want it to be another dumpster gate where in episode 5 comes around, Rick gets potentially killed, or a scenario where maybe he survives or he falls in a ditch and there's all this dirt and it falls on him and somehow he climbs his way out and all the walkers are dead and he's still alive. I don't want to wait and have to figure out what happened to Rick. Kind of like what happened with Glenn in season 6, where we thought he could die, thought he could live. Nicholas clearly fell on top of him and he survived, which was good. I'm glad he did. And then he came back to Alexandria and he was alive for the rest of the season, and it's kind of like, what the heck, you know? So I don't want that to happen at all. Just want once things happen there too. So, hey Brian, did you see one of my cents about Magna? The actress played her is Nadia Hiker. She's on 100. Her and Zach McCowan, who is going to play Justin the Savior, also fear from Alicia Didn't. Yeah, I never watched that 100. Coming back. I don't know. The stream is a little all over the place today, so I don't know what's up with that. So we'll see what's going on. So I think we're back. I'm not sure. But I don't know. Yeah, Mike, I don't know if there's going to be a cure. I don't think Kirkman wants that too. And it was really funny on the cruise that Kirkman said about the start of the zombie apocalypse. What's up, Walker William? Hey, Bri, how are you doing today? Do you think they'll be talking about tonight enjoying the book series? Do you think they will talk about any of this tonight, enjoying the book series? Well, thank you for enjoying the book series on there, my book series. I'm hoping that everyone picks up a copy and definitely enjoys them on there as well. But, yeah, I don't know what they're going to actually cover. They'll probably give some highlighted stuff and they say, Angela, we're going to play with time, and there's a lot of this and a lot of that. And it's going to be probably open, and it's not going to be very specific Q&A for it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. So, Kimberly, great point here. My son just put 2 and 2 together. Deanna was from Ohio, so is the Commonwealth. Wonder if they know the Monroes. That's cool. I think that's something that could happen. That would be pretty interesting if the Monroe family is connected with the Milton family or not, or if that ever comes to the show on there too. I think that would be pretty cool to see. That's a good point, Paul Eagle. Denise and Denise's brother were from Ohio too. So I think the Ohio connection is either actually a connection that they thought about or they're just kind of winging it a little bit here. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with on there too. Yeah, Adnan Madil, I don't know. I can't do anything about the buffering. I'm not sure. Call up YouTube and discuss it with them. So I don't know. But either way, I'm excited for tonight to get a little taste of the Walking Dead Season 9 special. We're going to be 2 months away, guys. It'll be here before you know it. It's August. It's super hot. Then we're going to have September and football and everything will be back and some TV shows. And then the October will be back and The Walking Dead will be here and kicking off full blast October 7th. I'm excited. I'm glad that it's October 7th because it's like usually it's the 14th or that week on there too. So it would be good because we're going to get it sooner than later, which is what I'm excited for. The Walking Dead is definitely awesome there too. So yeah, everything, Big Sexy, everything comes from Ohio. Yeah, that's true. That's true on there. They're trying to connect the dots there too. I'm just excited for the future of the show and the series on there. Hopefully you guys are too. So Kelly, the premiere or the special tonight is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you live on the East Coast of the United States, it's 9 o'clock. If it's Central Time, it's 8, 7, 6. If you're there, I don't know how you'll watch it if it's outside the United States or not, because I just don't know how they play that away. So exactly 8 weeks away. It'll be here before you know it. Yes, M. King Fear is next week. August 12th is when that'll be back, is sure too. Janet, I agree. Hopefully they show a clip tonight or something. I'm hoping that they do something to make it interesting and have people talking again. They got to build it up because a lot of people are pissed about the idea of Rick leaving and just the way the show has been going every season since season 6. The way the season 6 ended, season 7 and season 8, they haven't been doing things to win people back. They need to do something for sure. M. King Book 8 will be out in October. I'm going to plan for the first week in October. So I got August and September. We're doing the edit right now. I got the content done. I just have to put it all together and proofread it and edit and proofread it again and go over it again, and then we'll have it ready to go. But I'm excited for the story of that. I'm having ideas for the future of the story of Fight for Us, and I'm excited for there too. I'm thinking about doing a screenplay or I guess it's a screenplay for the TV series. I'm trying to write one of those to send to people, and I think that's going to be my next thing after I write book 8. I'm going to start that, and then I'll start book 9 as well. Oh, thank you, Kimberly, starting the book series on there. Pretty cool stuff. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm excited about the whole series. Right now I have 7 books out right now as we speak. Book 8 will be in October, and then M. King, I take suggestions, but don't do it in here because I don't want any spoilers in here. I just want people to be kind of excited for the series and to read on there too. But I'm open for suggestions. I'm open for people to be in the book series and ideas for it. Maybe I'll use them. Maybe I won't if it doesn't connect with the storyline that I'm going with, because it's definitely different for it there as well too. It's different than as a zombie apocalypse from all over the place. It's definitely the genre of it, but it's not exactly as other stories go from. But it's a combination of things. How many books do you think you will write? Bob Word 3. I think right now on my notebook that I have right here next to me, I have ideas for a bunch of books. I wrote the preliminary thing for 20 books. So I think 20 books is a good saga of it. And then I might take a break, and then I might pick it up from a different standpoint or a different area or a different location. Or I have a different book that might be a single book or a whole different idea. So I got ideas for days. Too many ideas sometimes, so you got to get them all together. So let me see what you got. For questions on here, sorry, the buffering. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on with these questions. So there we go. There's suggestions. So Tudor, you think they will ever introduce Rick's cousin or Glenn's sisters? They could fit for the Commonwealth since Glenn's parents are from Michigan. I don't know. I don't know what the deal would be for the show and the comic book connection, because you see the comic is different with Michonne on the show, and it's far different, especially with the latest stuff with Michonne and her daughter. That's probably not going to ever come to the show. Not sure what's going to happen for Rick's brother that was in Europe and stuff. It's potentially, it depends what the writers want to do, but I just want it to make sense. I don't want anything to be like cheesy and hokey just for that. Make stuff writing for writing to make sense. Make your writing and your things happening in the writing to build for the future one way or another, whether it's good or bad or what. Make sure it all connects on there too. And there's so many different things. You have the video games and the comic book and the TV show and a spin-off. You have all these things that are coming in now another video game for The Walking Dead. And it's like, how do you make it all fit together? Sometimes it's a little too much. So not sure what it'll be for it too. So don't know if you missed it here, but did you see Morgan invite Alicia to go back with him on Fear? Yeah, I talked about that a little bit, Kimberly, about Alicia and Alexandria and thing there too. I would personally like Morgan, Althea, and John and the SWAT truck to come back to Alexandria more than anything else. If I don't have the Grimes characters, I don't want any of the Clarks either. I kind of want that to be the two differences of the show, because the Grimes family is what this Walking Dead was really about, the main people. And then it's about the world and everything, and the writers like to say that. They like to say, like, oh, it's not about one person. Well, a lot of people's eyes, it was about Rick. And Fear the Walking Dead, it was kind of about the Clarks and Madison and Alicia and Travis and those people. But it's just, I don't know. I want to see what they want to do. But again, budget cuts, they ain't going to be bringing that many people over because they can't afford and they can't do that. So we'll see what happens for sure. So Q&A, Janet, Brian, any thoughts on how Enid ends up in a wheelchair? Not sure what happens with a lot of things going around. Not sure if she would stay in a wheelchair, like if she couldn't use her legs anymore, or she was sick, or she couldn't get around, or the only way she can get around is the wheelchair. I don't know. That's interesting for sure. So yeah, I don't want to get rid of John. I think John could be the new Rick Grimes, but discount Rick. He would be the bargain bin Rick Grimes for the shows. I think it would make sense. I think that would be pretty cool for it too. So, Bob Word 3, awesome, bro. Thank you. Appreciate the good comments here. I only watch your channel for Walking Dead info. You're the best, bro. Well, thank you, Bob. But there's a lot of good channels. There's a lot of good stuff on there too. I'm not trying to put down other channels, but I appreciate you watching my channel and supporting us. I try to put out a lot of good content. And I would be proud of my show and channel to watch if I was watching it as a person, not doing that. So that's how I portray my videos and content. If I was watching it, would I be excited and why I would want to be a part of that? And hopefully you guys all feel like a part of my Walking Dead family and my PT peeps. That's for sure, because that truly means a lot to me on there. So how would I rate season 8? I don't know if you're going on a rating scale like A through F. I would probably give it a C+. Maybe a B- if you're going that way, but I would say it's definitely not the best season and definitely not the worst. Season 7 is the worst. Season 6 is the best in my eyes. Season 8 is probably middle of the road. It's probably a little better than season 2, but not better than 4 or 5. It's hard to rank them, but I would not put season 8 any higher than middle of the road for sure. But I'm excited for everybody to be watching The Walking Dead this season and beyond, and really staying a member of our channel and being involved with everything. So if you are staying in the know and staying in the news of The Walking Dead, hopefully you're up in the date of the comics. Hopefully you're checking out, some videos going around, and people like to send me pictures and stuff on Instagram and everything, and I appreciate it. But some of the stuff people send me is like, it doesn't make sense in my eyes, like a lot of people's clickbait videos. And I don't know if people are doing it for reasons to have you click on it and watch it, just to draw you in, or they're trying to actually sell a theory. Like, I don't care about a theory of that Daryl kills Rick, because that is the most bogus thing that would ever happen, and that would be a great way to kill the show. You don't want to have main characters like that hurting each other, especially brothers like that. And I don't want to see another Shane and Rick thing. That was already bad enough. I don't think that would be, worthwhile. Protected Line, Q&A, what's your favorite Romero zombie flick and why? I like Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead stuff there. I like the mall aspect, because that's kind of cool to be like, if I was trapped in a mall and there was no security guards or doing nothing to do that, could you live? Could you survive? Could you be in there? And you have a lot of different things. You got food, you got stores, you got clothes, you got maybe weapons, you got there. It's kind of cool to think of it like that. But I like Day of the Dead for a reason that I can't really get too involved with. But I do like the idea of that kind of story, possibly in theory, not anything liable or anything like that, connecting with my story in some way, or getting it mentioned, or an Easter egg or connection or callback or something there too as well. So yeah, exactly. I'm like Dead Rising, the video game on there. Kind of like that. That's kind of pretty cool feel for that too. So I always thought that would be a cool way to get in there with it. And, that's definitely be connected in my zombie stories and ideas, because that's kind of what you would want to be. How do you survive? How do you make it? Because you can't just go to the store and get some food, because everyone's going to steal all their stuff and loot the stores, and they're not going to replenish that stuff. So how do you survive on there too? So yeah, Mike Rise, the new comic came out on Wednesday, issue 182, I believe. It has Pamela Milton and Savior John talking on the cover. It came out on Wednesday. So Dawn of the Dead, not the 2004 remake. The Dawn of the Dead, the original. Even the 2004 remake, the one with the guy from Modern Family and Kevin Zegers and stuff in there. It's okay. It's entertaining. It's kind of funny on there too. That's when the zombie stuff was kind of on the cheesier side, especially. Now, I wouldn't want to be the new Romero. I would just want to be more of a writer of that too. Romero makes the movies. I would maybe love to work with Frank Darabont or something. That would be pretty amazing on there too. Or maybe some up-and-comer stuff. Maybe keep it on there too for it too. So, I gotta look more into those M King about comic reviews on there too. Not a lot of people read the comics, so I fall behind a little bit on there too. I got so much going around with the book series, YouTube, house stuff, and just trying to get all that together. But I'll definitely mention big things from the comic on there, as well as they're kind of filling the connection with the Walking Dead universe. So have you guys seen the latest? Well, it's not really the latest. I was talking about it before I answered a bunch of questions on there too. So let me answer this one, then I'll bring up the idea with the Breaking Bad meth and Robert Kirkman with that kind of starting the zombie apocalypse. But what would you like to see happen with teenager Judith? I would like to see Judith be, the new Carl, and I would want Judith to take over storylines and be taught by Michonne and taught by Carol, and just end up being an awesome person on there. I think that would be pretty awesome for it too. So how do you feel about the Bring Back Madison movement? I don't know. Madison can never come back, and that's fine with me. I'm not a big fan of that character, that's for sure. If you know this, Madison is not character that I want to see in the zombie genre, stuff like that, ever. M King, hopefully you liked book 7. It's definitely awesome stuff. I was excited for wrapping that up and getting it out to you guys. Hopefully book 7 is probably one of your favorites, or on there too. But have you seen the blue meth connection that Robert Kirkman went? He said it on the cruise, and people gave me a lot of stuff because all I did was record his panel question that they said, what is your idea? What is your thought on Breaking Bad being the start of the zombie apocalypse? And then he's saying that it could be, and it will be, and he'll go with that too. So I think that the Breaking Bad blue meth starting the zombie apocalypse is kind of cool, because it's 2 AMC shows, and I think Kirkman's easy way of getting out of what actually started, so he can stop those questions. He'll just say the blue meth idea, which could happen. That makes sense. It's not a far-fetched or too far-fetched idea of what it was on there too. So yeah, Alpha and Beta are very interesting. Wedding gift to Carol. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll see if that happens. I like the idea of calling Carol and Ezekiel's wedding, if it happens, the royal wedding, because you have a King Ezekiel and Carol, Queen Carol, King and Queen getting married. That's the only thing I would want to see. That's the only royal wedding that I would want to watch, is see King Ezekiel and Queen Carol getting married. I don't know if it would be cheesy on the show. I think it would be a little cheesy on there too, because we're past that stuff. We're past the idea of them having a big, meaningful relationship and going for the future with that. I am, at least, and a lot of people are too. I would like to have seen Glenn and Maggie, and also Maggie give birth and have a callback and flashback to Glenn, but I don't think we're ever going to get that stuff, so it just sucks. Brian, you think Shane will appear to Rick as a friend or foe? I would like to see Shane come back as a friend, because he died as a foe, and I wouldn't want to see that anymore on there too. But I would like to see John Bernthal as Shane brought back in a good light and stop some of the hate towards Shane, because Shane was necessary for the show, and I just wish Shane lasted longer than 2 seasons. It would have been pretty cool for it. Brian, what's your opinion in a possible second time jump? I think it's going to happen. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if we're going to see a 5-year, 6-year time jump from episode 5 and 6. Not really sure if it matters the exact time, but people are saying that in the spoiler sites that it's 5 or 6 years. Not sure how we'll quantify that unless someone says that I can't believe so-and-so died 5 years ago or 6 years ago or whatever. I think that might be the only way we find out, because unless they show in the first 5 episodes that it's 2015 and then in there it's 2020 or something, so I'm not sure what it is. So, M. King, what episode are they filming? I think they're filming 908, or they just finished episode 908, so they just wrapped up the mid-season finale on there too. So, have you ever thought of sending all your books to Kirkman as a gift? Common practice in England among budding publishers. I don't know. That's because he's a comic book guy and he's not an author. So, he is like a writer, but he's not like a publisher. Like the other people that write the books, he's not that type of author. He's more of the comic book style, and I'm more of a novel writer. So I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know if I would be perceived as a good thing or a bad thing, or have that out there and then you can run into trouble or something, because you never know what people and things do with that. But I don't know. That would be kind of cool. I would love to send it to like Amazon or Netflix or something, and maybe it gets picked up. That would be kind of the bigger thing for me, because I don't think Kirkman would help me get my show off the ground and stuff there too. I don't think that would help, but maybe he would. That would be pretty awesome if he did. So if anybody knows, let me know. If anybody knows something like that, help it out, because it's not what you know, it's who you know in this world. So do you think Alden will have a bigger role in season 9? Great question. Al, I think that he should. Maybe he's the show's Dante, is what a lot of people are thinking. I hope Al is a good guy and he helps build things for the future of Hilltop. I just don't know what they're going to do with The Walking Dead running Hilltop, the future of the show, if we lose 2 main characters, or they just go on a major hiatus. If they get on the helicopter and ride to the Capitol building. And what's going on? Are we going to meet a whole new group of people this season too? I know we're going to meet a whole new group of people in the second half of season 4 of Fear. So Fear the Walking Dead season 4, the second half, we already have some more new characters in there too. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that on there too. Hey, Kat, how we doing on there? Brian, do you think Rick will end with the Saviors conflict with Volume 28 this season? Great question, because I don't know what they're going to do with Rick, because this is uncharted territory. I don't know if it's going to happen with Rick being taken. I think Rick should be taken out by the Whisperers to set up the Whisperers more than anything. The Saviors are going to be that annoying people in that group for the rest of the way, but I don't see Rick. I see Daryl and Aaron having problems with the Saviors more than Rick, because Rick wants to be everybody's friend and have everybody working together, and just a bunch of people coming together and rebuilding civilization. So maybe Rick's death does that, brings everybody together. And that would be okay. That would be kind of a big connection going forward with the show, and I think that would be a good way to sell the future of the show, because the AMC Walking Dead Connection TV series does not want to end. They do not want to disturb this flow of money coming in, because AMC makes a boatload of money from The Walking Dead. Every episode, from merchandise, all this stuff. So hopefully it goes on for another season or 2. I would be happy with 2 more seasons, and I think that would be okay with it. So, Dylan, is Shane really returning? The rumor is that for 1 episode, kind of a connection with Rick. Around that time was episode 5, maybe 4 or 5. So that fits the mold of when they were filming there too, for the word about episode 905. So, Walker William, what is Jadis doing? You think she is going to have a bigger part in the future? I think so. I think Ann Jadis, whatever her real name is, what she's going by, if Jadis was her cult name and Ann is her real name, or Ann's still another fake name, maybe you'll never actually find her real name, because in the zombie apocalypse, you can play and be whoever you want to be. You can be like, call me Billy Bob, and your name's really Eric. I mean, whatever you want to be called. You don't know these people. These people don't owe you anything. So I think it could be interesting to see what happens with Ann and the helicopter. I think that was her connection with it going forward, and hopefully it makes some sense of season 7 and season 8. It kind of builds for the future of the show, because hopefully 7 and 8 make sense for things, and it wasn't just like what was happening here. Hopefully season 9 and 10 or whatever, they build for that, because season 7 was like, what is happening here? The Saviors and Negan kind of ruined the flow and the concept of the show. It just was like, that's just stupid. So I don't know. Maybe the A's all connect. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just something that, Gimple wanted to have that doesn't make sense. And where's Heath? Are we ever going to see Heath ever again? Is Heath going to be a walker? Is Heath going to be a whisperer? Is Heath going to be dead? Is he just going to be disintegrated? Because if you don't see him in season 7, then season 8, and then we have a year or year and a half time jump. What's he been doing for all that time? How has he survived? Janet Bryan, I heard Brett Butler will be a character named Tammy. Mother to Ken, is this correct? I'm not sure, but I believe Brett Butler will be at the hilltop. In the one picture, you can kind of see that she might be the wife of Earl and the mother to Ken. So that could definitely fit. I'm not sure if Tammy is her name, but that seems about right and sounds about right. So who Brett Butler will be. Brett Butler could also be the woman in the horse and buggy or the stagecoach with older Henry. So not sure if that's a Carol or a Brett Butler or a new character or something on there too. So I can't wait to find out. It's going to be very interesting for everything this season. I want to see what's happening this season with the future of the show. But I just want it to be entertaining again. I want it to be great again. I want it to be one of those things that we root for the good guys and the bad guys. I don't want any more annoying saviors. I don't want any more annoying characters. I hope Zach McGowan, who plays Justin on the show, is what it is. Doesn't make sense for it. So I think that it just makes sense for people to be liking the show again. I don't want people to be. We don't need any more annoying characters. That's for sure. So, what's up, Jan? How we doing today, everybody on there? Sorry, we just got a bunch of people in here. Sorry, the connection was going slower earlier today on there. Are the Whisperers just a vicious killing group that doesn't give a damn about anything, worse than the Saviors? Well, yes and no. That's a great question. The Whisperers they're like the opposite of what Rick wants. Civilization and everyone coming together and rebuilding for the future is what Rick wants. And Alpha and the Whisperers are like, we do what we want, where we want, how we want. It doesn't matter who you are. So I would say the Whisperers' ideology in that are worse than the Whisperers. But I do think that the Saviors were terrible for the show, and they were annoying for the show, and not just a little annoying. It was like, oh, you hate this guy, Jared? Okay, you're really going to hate him. Okay, you're even going to hate him more. Up again, he's still alive, and you still hate him. A season later, and he's still around. That was just stupid. That doesn't make most people want to root for the show. It's like, enough. We don't want annoying characters to be there. In the zombie apocalypse, too, there's really no rules unless your group that you're with sets certain rules. If you have the power, you can do whatever you want. Like Negan had all the people and resources and the only way they failed is from the inside. The Saviors were way stronger than Rick's group. And Kirkman and the writers really portrayed that the Saviors were a bigger group and they had this, but Dwight took them down. Eugene took it down. Just Daryl's stupid plan to drive the truck in there took it down. If it's just like little stupid things, if they didn't do those things, it would be totally different. And it's just really annoying when you watch season 8 and you watch the whole first episode and you're like, I'm not buying this, that Rick has Negan in his sights and he doesn't even wound him at all. It would have been better if Negan was actually needing medical attention and then Simon took over, where he didn't really have power. That would have just made more sense and a little more believable. And how they were one step ahead of them over and over and over again. So the war was pretty crappy. I think if and when the Whisperer War happens on the show, it should be better. It should be more entertaining. It should be more believable, I guess, if they do it right. So do you think they regret bringing back Morales now? It would certainly go down as cheesy. Yeah, I think so. similar to the dumpster. I think the whole Morales thing was stupid, and it just made no sense. And we were in Atlanta, and they found us, and we were here, and then dead. Yep. Okay. So you had 6 minutes of screen time for a character that's been gone since season 1, and I'm sure they were just tired of answering questions, and they can move on. But you're still going to get questions about Heath and Sherry if it's not answered. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Loose ends, you know what Abraham said. So I know that for a fact, and I try to avoid that in my writing for sure. I was talking to my dad about it the other day, and he's really enjoying the book series, and he's like, wow. And I was like, I try to emulate good things and what I like in the zombie apocalypse and the shows and the movies, like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Zombieland, World War Z, I Am Legend, Walking Dead, and even Fear a little bit. All those things have good things, good points. They also have stupid things that don't make sense. So you try to do well and replicate as best you can without causing any problems or any liability stuff with that you like, and a little different twists and turns, maybe just how you tell the story. And you try to cut down stuff that makes no sense and people want to know about. So if there's stuff that's set up and it's not answered down the road, stuff will all make sense. Because you want to know what happens to this. You're all in on this universe, right? Like, we're all in when we watch The Walking Dead. When we watch it, we're just like, okay, this person, that person, what happened there? When Merle went away, came back in season 3. We didn't have to wait that long. Season 1 to season 3. It was kind of like, what happened? But we kind of came back and it was kind of, oh, that's pretty cool. It made sense a little bit. We could buy into it. That was a good one. But the Morales one, no. Do you think Henry will have a part of Carl from the comic with Lydia? Yeah, Pat, great question. That's what I think that's the easy way to write it. Henry is the new Carl. Whether you like it or not, Henry's going to have a time jump, and he could be 17 years old, just kind of like that too. So I think that it makes sense. It makes sense that Henry can be the new Carl, and because I think Judith would be a little too young for a lot of those things too. So I would like to see that people come in for a reason. So this season, we're going to get Magna, Yumiko, Luke, Connie, and Kelly. Plus Justin and Jed and Ken and Earl and Tammy and probably an alpha and a beta. And I'm running out of fingers. And I'm like, how many is it? That's a lot of people. And hopefully some of those people make people come back to the show and like that too. I want to see that. I want to know that the new characters that come to the show are worth putting your time in, your energy in, your effort into. And that's what's so good about the characters of The Walking Dead. You care about them. And that's what's kind of crappy about Fear the Walking Dead. It took 4 seasons to get a character that I really liked. John. I like Daniel and I like Nick. But Nick was kind of all over the place, and Daniel was hit or miss. But he was kind of cool, and then he went away and this and that. But overall, the rest of the characters were like, pfft. But John came around in season 4, and hopefully he's around for a long time. I think it's a good portrayal of a character that you can kind of buy in, and you like good things about it. That's what I want to have it is. So, yeah, Christy, there's a lot of people that had no idea about the special. And the season 7 marathon is when it came on, and then there was kind of an ad for it, and then on Instagram they had Talking Dead on their account, said in 1 week there's a thing, and they showed you who was going to be on it for the special, and you're like, wow, a lot of people had no idea about the special that's going to be on tonight in close to 7 hours. So it's kind of cool. Hopefully they do a good job. I know they do a special every season a little bit before it, but hopefully they give us something on there too. So I want to make sure that it makes sense on there too. So Pat O'Shea, love your content. And what do you think with Rick? So what do you mean, Pat? Do you think what's going to happen with Rick? Because I just kind of 2 things that I want to happen with Rick. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Pat. Appreciate it. So and the kind words. But what I would want to happen with Rick is that he goes away and has a chance to come back on there. So yeah, Hector, Milo's actually sleeping right over here. I can't show you, but he's sleeping on his little mat over there too. So he likes to be where I'm at when I'm doing it. So Milo's around there. But what I think is going to happen what I think will happen with Rick is that Rick dies. I think it makes sense. Or what probably The Walking Dead will do is we will think he is dead, and then the episode will end. And then they'll have a time jump, and we won't know what happened with Rick until the second half of season 9. Because the word is that Rick will probably get wounded. I think he will get in trouble with some walkers and whispers, and there's going to be a fight scene and maybe something to do with the whispers in episode 905. If it's at the bridge or outside of the bridge or in the graveyard or around there. And then episode will end, 906 will start, and we don't see Rick, and we don't know. 907, we don't know. 908, still don't know. We got to wait to the second half of season 9. So I'm really going to be checking Instagram and Twitter and all the people, as I always do anyway. But if Andrew Lincoln is seen in Georgia, that could be a good thing, that he can come back for one episode at least on there too. Because again, the rumor was 6 episodes. But I don't know if they would ever recast him. But it's a shame, because if Andrew Lincoln's done with the show, how can Rick live on? Unless they recast him. So what if he goes in the helicopter and he's wounded, and he goes to DC and he has to have plastic surgery, and it's a new Rick Grimes, new actor, but it's still Rick Grimes. It's far-fetched and it's just a joke. But things of craziness have happened on there too. So I'm not sure. I would want Rick to go out in a blaze of glory in a right way. I just don't want to be, breadcrumbed and kept alive and kept a little bit and kept for the possibility, and they're toying with us and they're messing with us. But Kirkman and the writers love to do that, which is like pretty messed up as a writer and director and producer. You're playing with your audience here, which is not cool. Brian Q&A, what would you want? Would you want another movie of The Road featuring Andy and Chandler, since Andy really likes that book? I would love to see, some of the Walking Dead people to come together in a movie. So if Chandler Riggs and Andy Lincoln could work together in a movie, that would be awesome. I would love to see that too. That would be pretty awesome if anyone can work together. Like, it was kind of cool when you saw Jerry in a movie and stuff together. It's kind of cool when you see stuff. I don't really care about Lauren Cohan's movie Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. Like, I don't really have any interest in that, especially because Ronda Rousey's in it, and I'm not a big fan of her poor sportsmanship and everything like that. It's pretty crappy, so I don't really like that. But maybe I'll watch Whiskey Cavalier and all there as well. So, Julia, love your kitties. Yeah, my cat Milo's over there, and my wife's cat is in there in the other room with her. So, yeah, they're in the book series, guys, if you're checking it out. So Milo and Callie are in the book series, and people that mean a lot to me, they're definitely in the zombie apocalypse book series in the world here. I got my family in there as much as I can, and I got people in there, and maybe we'll have some more people down the road and stuff on there as well. It's pretty cool stuff. So hopefully you're checking it out on there too. Yeah, Hector, we got a couple spots left in the Fight For Us Guild. I know people are leaving and coming and going in there too. I got to get around to playing a little bit more today. I played a little bit yesterday, but I was in class for physical therapy for continuing education units, so I was in there all day. So I've been out of it. I'm kind of crazy with that, but yeah, if you play the Walking Dead No Man's Land, we have a guild. It's Fight For Us. That's my book series. So it's FIGHT and then the number 4 and then US, and that's how it is on there too. So. Yeah, Hector. I'm not a big fan of Rhonda. She's a talented person, martial artist and mixed martial artist. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a big person and a big person that loves sportsmanship, good sportsmanship. When you lose, you're still supposed to congratulate the winner, and if you win graciously. You don't rub it in their face and do whatever like that too. And maybe it was different in fighting and all that stuff, but it's still the same. Fighters, sports players, no matter what position or sport you play, you're supposed to be a good sport when you win and lose both ways. And I got zero tolerance for people that don't show that, and that's kind of crazy, and I feel like Rhonda is like that. So I'm not sure if that's a fan of how she is in life, or maybe it's kind of crazy, but I'm not a big fan of that at all. You treat people with respect in life, no matter how it is, whether you're in public, at a store, driving, all the time. Holding a door open for someone, or you're competing against them in a sporting event or competition, You just treat them with respect, and it comes back around to you. So that's just kind of crazy, and I don't think Rhonda has done nothing to show that to me there too. So Dustin, what about the Overkill Walking Dead video game? What a bust. Have you played it? Because I haven't. It's coming out in September or October, I thought. It's coming out the fall, so I haven't had a chance to play it, but we'll see how much it is there too. So Christy, my books are in paperback form. I think the first book is $12.99 and the rest are $13 and change for that. And then if they're on Kindle, they're cheaper. I think the first one's like 99 cents and they're $1.99, $2.99. So paperback is more expensive on there as well. But I like the actual paperback because I like the books myself. I like actually holding a book in my hand. I just got to feel like that because highlighting stuff or keeping in that as well. I'm just a big fan of that. But I'm excited, guys. It's going to be crazy. This season's getting here before you know it. Trust the king. And yet I smile. We'll see what happens for it there, too. So a bunch of people just joined. Thank you for joining me today on this August 5th live stream. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes. So I'll answer some questions and talk about a couple things. Usagi Hafton, how do the Whisperers wear the skins? I've forgotten. So what mostly looks like for me, it's not feasible because if you kill something and you don't preserve it with formaldehyde or different chemicals and stuff, it's going to dry up and it's not going to be a good preserved piece of skin and hair, but you can preserve stuff. So I don't know if the Whisperers are walking around with preservatives to keep stuff around, but to me it looks like they're walker skins. They skinned a walker or two walkers and they put the skins together and then they tied it in the back is how it really goes over their face, and they wear some stuff over their hands too to blend in a little bit better. But basically you can have short hair or long hair and as a person, and then the walker skin can go over it, or you can be bald like Alpha and you can put the skin over your head that has long hair from the walker when the person is bald. Beta, kind of the same thing. Beta has short hair underneath the walker skin, but the skin has long hair on it. So I'm not sure how they want to do it on the show. It'd probably just be a mask with some cutout a little bit there too. But if you can't wear the blood and the thing on your skin and get sick, how could you wear a walker skin over there too? So they have a thing, and it's not real. It's justification of a zombie apocalypse. So it's kind of funny on there too. So Brandon, I'll be watching the season 9 premiere special. I guess it's not premiere, but it's just a season 9 special of The Talking Dead. I believe it's Yvette Nicole Brown. I know a lot of people were hoping that it's going to be Chris Hardwick, and it's Talking Dead, so it should be Chris Hardwick, but I think it's not. I think this is the last thing Yvette Nicole Brown's doing, and Chris Hardwick will be back August 12th for Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead. So it's Fear the Talking Dead, however you want to talk about it too. So I think that I'm glad the Chris Hardwick thing looks to be done, finished, okay, because I want to see just people get back on their feet, because it's a shame if something happened and the justice is not served, or if something didn't happen and people get falsely accused and it really goes against them, because that would be terrible as well. Because if he didn't do anything and he loses his job and loses all that stuff, that ain't fair. That ain't right. But happens in life all the time, and what can you do? That's for sure. So Dustin, I hope they show Lucille in the TV series, the back getting broken over Beta. Yeah, hopefully stuff like that happens. Hopefully they have big things from the comic to the show, and I think they will. I think that'll happen there too. The bigger thing is, where's Negan in the comic? That's the big thing. Nobody knows. We haven't seen him in, I don't know, a long time. At least 6-7 issues now. But we got to see what's going on, maybe even longer than that, with this season. What's going to happen with The Walking Dead after Rick? So it's Rick Grimes and Maggie Rhee could be gone. And that's just crazy to think that if they're gone from the show, what can this happen on there too? How can we do this? So, Pat, what do you think will happen in season 9? I think that we're going to get the whole bridge dynamic is going to be a couple episodes. We're going to see the bridge going somewhere. Maybe it's going into DC. Maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's around there. And the Saviors are going to be not liking Rick, and Rick is going to take their guns because Rick doesn't trust the Saviors. I'm not sure who's running the Saviors. We don't have any confirmation on that. Then we're going to see everybody working together for the bridge for some reason. There's going to be fights. There's going to be problems. The Saviors are going to be, fighting back against, Daryl, because Daryl hates the Saviors. Negan's going to be locked up in the jail cell. He's going to get out somehow. Get broken out by Justin or Jed or Ann or by himself, or just get away. Something's going to happen, And then then we're going to go and have Negan get out, probably meet the Whisperers. The Whisperers, I think, are going to be connected with Rick's death, or Rick at least getting wounded. We have some time jumps. We're going to see the Whisperers dynamic come around. Alpha will probably get introduced in the mid-season finale or the mid-season premiere. That's usually some of the biggest events that happen. Episode 1, Episode 8, Episode 9, and Episode 16. The lead in, the lead out, the lead in, and the lead out. So you kind of can break it up into 2 seasons. The first half of Season 9 and the second half of Season 9. And everything in between. And then Hilltop will have some new stuff. So we'll have some aged characters. We'll have some characters being gone, like Gregory, which is going to be good. And we'll have some new characters join the fold. But, yeah, Joey the Gator. Will the Undertaker be Beta? I don't know. That would be pretty awesome. That would draw people in. If you wanted to see, because wrestling fans, WWE fans, know who the Undertaker is. And if you don't follow WWE, you still know who the Undertaker is. And if you don't really watch the show at all, you could have a big name for that to come in and play that character. That would be kind of crazy. But the Undertaker makes a lot of money in the WWE for wrestling a couple nights a year. So I don't know if that's contract wise or what, but that would be pretty cool to bring people in and be like, yo, the Undertaker is Beta? That's awesome, because Beta is supposed to be huge, and the Undertaker is a big guy. Boyd, do you think Fear will have a big character death next week? I don't think next week. I don't think they're going to do that right off the bat with the Season 4, Episode 9. But I don't know what's going to happen this season because we're getting new characters, evidently. If you watch the trailer, you can see the group of 4 new people. And I don't think someone's going to die right away in there. But I want to know what happened with Daniel, and I want to know what happened with a bunch of people on there too. So I want to see what happened there. So we'll see what's up with the tapes, with Althea, with the new characters, and then probably eventually Fear and The Walking Dead merging together. What do you got on there too? So what do you got? Janet, sorry, I'm just going to get that. Sorry, I'm trying to read. Brian, do you think Daryl will actually kill at least one Savior? I think so. I think Daryl will start killing a bunch of Saviors because the word is that initially someone's taking out the Saviors early on. And it makes sense that it's Daryl. Why not? I think Daryl will probably kill Justin. That would make sense. But the big thing is, what's Daryl going to do if and when he sees Dwight again? Because Dwight's not going to be gone, but he'll probably come in the second half of Season 9. But I think Daryl gets some revenge on there. And I think Carol needs to talk some sense into him because Daryl's probably so rage specific that he wants to kill all the Saviors. And that's not good when that, comes your way and stays with you. Just not going to be good at all. Everything in moderation, you can't be so focused on that. Who is playing Lydia? I'm not sure if Lydia's even coming to the show. We don't know who's playing Lydia, if that's happening, and we don't know who's Beta, but I can pretty much assure that Beta is going to come to the show because Beta is going to be a huge character, figuratively and literally, on there too. Do you think they're going to cross Fear back? Yeah, Samantha, I think Fear will merge with The Walking Dead. I think Fear has 1 season left, Season 5. It's greenlit for that. I think that'll be the last season. Maybe a Season 6, but I would love a little more connection here and there for it. How many seasons do you think that we will have in The Walking Dead? I would think probably 11. I think 11 seasons is good. And you'll get the Whisper introduction. So that's Season 9. Season 10, the Whisper of War. And then Season 11 after the war. And then they'll take a nice long break and reevaluate what they need to do. But we'll probably get, I think, makes sense for 2 more seasons. And I'd be happy with that for sure. How long do you think the Whisperers will go? I think the Whisperers will be a season and a half. So if it's episode 6, 5 or 6 that they come around, we'll probably get those 2-3 episodes, and then the second half of season 9, and then all of season 10. That would make the most sense for me. I think that makes a lot of people interested. So 1.5 seasons of The Whispers can be a good dynamic, and you got to make The Whispers terrible, you know. Yeah, Brad, I haven't read Jay. I don't know how to say Jay Banasaniga's kind of the books, like The Governor and stuff like that. But no, I haven't done that for sure. So last one, Dustin. Well, last two, I'll read these. Dustin, what happened to the kingdom? Not sure. We don't know. Maybe in that time jump it fell apart, or they're going to say it fell apart and they just can't use Tyler Perry Studios, so I'm not sure. When will Maggie come back after she leaves? Not sure, Joey, if that's going to happen at all. If it did, maybe it's towards the end of season 9 where she comes back and helps Hilltop fight the Whisperers. I think that would be pretty cool because Maggie needs to come back around and she needs to stay there. If she goes away to film her movies and TV shows, and I would want Lauren Cohan to come back, that's for sure. But all right, guys, I'm going to cut it there. I did my hour on the live stream here. Thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, August 5th. Thank you for the super chats, Pat, O'Shea. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to watch the trailer. I'm going to watch the special tonight, talk about it maybe tonight into tomorrow, what we talked about, what we learned, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for good videos of The Walking Dead and various content. I got a lot of good stuff in the hopper, ready to go, in the queue, ready to make videos on it later this year. Walking Dead will be here, guys, before you know it. Fear the Walking Dead starts the second half of season 4, starts next Sunday. I'll have a live stream for that Sunday as well. Got a lot of big things going on. If you want to check out my book series, it's titled Fight for Us on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. So we got paperback and digital versions. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. You guys truly are awesome. I can't say it enough. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can achieve your goals no matter what they are. Like a YouTube channel, like a career, like some artwork, maybe some book series, maybe a comic book, whatever you want to do. You can do it. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thanks for watching, guys.